Hello, everybody. Good evening. How is everyone doing tonight? And I'm glad to see so many folks already in the chat with us. Just let me know that you can hear me and that you can see me. Just let me know all those things right out of the gate so that um, we don't waste any time, you know, thinking that we're heard and seen and not being heard and seen. So it is good to be here with everybody tonight, and hope I'm loud enough. It's all blue. I hope it's not all blue. um, Loud and clear. Okay. Yeah, Jen. Listen to you. Aren't you the funny one? And as you see, I'm here by myself tonight, and Joni's not going to be able to take part in the chat, and I will explain why and what happened. We've got some things to let y'all in on and need some prayers over and things. So, but first, let's just say hello to everyone that's coming in. Dave and Daisy, how are you guys doing? Glad to have you in. Thanks for putting out the snacks and making coffee, Dave. And Jen and Steve, always good to see you guys. Love you so much, and you guys are awesome. John Paul, how you doing, my friend? And I'm glad you guys could join us tonight. Really am. David G, hello, my dear friend, and all I can say is thank you. And I know you know what we're talking about, so thank you. Rebecca, Touched by Yarn, how are you? Glad to have you in with us tonight. How to Garden, howdy howdy. And we love gardening. It's just not the garden season here right now. It's winter time. Hey Gail, how you doing? Glad to have you with us tonight. Hope all is well. Scotty Too Hottie, glad to have you in with us tonight as well. Love the land every day. So true. Love that name, that channel, and that's the truth. Take care of the land for sure. Susie, how you doing? Glad to have you with us tonight, and hope all is well with you. And Deb, Joyfully Orange Deborah, welcome from Virginia. Glad you guys are here, and I'm sure you're having supper with your other half, John Paul. So glad to have you guys here. Let me see. Lee Carol Fisherman 506, welcome into you guys. And let me see. I don't want to miss anybody. Hound of Goshen, how are you guys doing tonight? Curtis and Kate, glad to have you guys here, and hope all is well with everybody. I know there's some bad weather all around, and we spent most of today prepping for a huge storm, so they say, that's supposed to hit us tonight. Supposed to start snowing heavily, and then turn to rain in the morning, and it's just going to be a mess is what it's going to be. But we got wood in, we're dry, and that's the main thing. Ben's Over Acres, how are you guys doing today? Glad to have you in with us, and hope all is well with you guys. Let me see here. Anybody else? I don't want to miss anybody here. Jerry, Susan, Butler family, how are you guys doing? And glad to have you guys in with us as well. Hey, Lisa. We still there on the road. They still have an hour to go before they can settle in for the night. But we've been praying for Jesse and Lisa and their travels, and praying for Joe, Jesse's dad, and he's doing so much better. Matter of fact, as far as I know, he is home, resting, doing well. The Lord really touched his body, so glad to hear those good reports. Prayer does work. It really does. And we know it. We see that. Susie says they have over 6 inches of snow so far. I hope we don't get that much. We just don't need that much. Hey, Christine. How are you? Christy, how are you doing? Glad to have you with us tonight. Mike, Mark, glad you made it in tonight. Hope all is well with you guys. I'm trying not to miss anybody here. I'm just going down through it. Let me see here. Hey, Thorhaven, Darren, how are you guys doing? Long time no see, no hear. And we've been working full time. We've had to, do what we can do to try to dig out of the hole we've been in. But, it's hit and miss right now. But you know what? It's all good. Let me see here. Old Man King, Peter, how are you doing? Welcome in. Glad to have you with us tonight. And so, yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. Hope last week we wanted to go live, but our internet was down. That was, oh, what a time that was. Darren's expecting a couple of inches of snow there tonight. Darren. Hey, Lila, how are you? We'll be praying for you for sure. Um, yeah. So anyhow, yeah, all over the country, there's bad weather everywhere. It just it's a mess of weather moving all over the place with lots of snow and rain and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, Jerry, we saw the your short on Instagram, the pens and everything. They look awesome. Um, as we always say, I don't have one of those. But anyway, things are moving ahead here slowly. Hey, John, how are you doing? Robert Castleberry, how are ya? Hope everyone is well. So we've got storm rolling in tonight, and we're all ready for that. We got lots of wood in, everything's put away, and yeah, it's just one of those things. A week, 10 days ago, we got that huge wind storm and blew all kinds of trees down, and people's power was out. Our power never went out. um, oh wow, Jesse and Lisa are traveling. It's now 26 Fahrenheit outside, and there's snow on the ground where they're at. Oh wow. Our business name, John Paul, it's simply Arbor Care, and we do a full list of lineup of all kinds of tree removal and pruning and oh, just you name it, we do it. So chipping, yeah, everything like that. So we're just trying to get it going forward. That's right. The tornadoes would pull some trees down for us for sure. Been there, done that. We were just talking about that actually today. Um, about being in Joplin. We used to live in Joplin, Missouri. Pastored a church there for quite a few years, and so we were there in 2011 when that EF5 tornado blew through and destroyed the city. So know all about those things. It is not fun at all. Oh, Chrissy says Panama City, Florida, where I went every summer as a kid, get tore up by tornadoes. Yes, I saw that in the news, and I'll tell you what, it is tough living through tornadoes. You guys that know about them, especially in Oklahoma area and things like that, that get a lot of them. Yeah, when we lived there in the area in the middle of the map there, like I said, being in Joplin for so long and always watching the weather for tornadoes because you never knew when they were going to come. That's for sure. Hey, Mr. Willie. He wants us to keep his cousin in prayer. She lost her brother yesterday to a heart attack. Oh, that's so sad. We'll be praying for them, Mr. Willie, for sure. Yes, for sure. So, but anyway, as you can see, yeah, you probably see that too. I'll tell you about that in a few minutes. But first, we want to let you know that Joni wishes she could be here, sitting here beside me tonight, but she took a tumble today. She slipped on a piece of plastic that was on top of the snow, and she went down really hard. And so already she back in 2003, many years ago now, she broke her back from a fall off a horse, and so her back is we always worry when she falls. This is actually the first time I've seen her fall. And so she went straight out, right down on the ground. She's in a lot of pain in her back. Couldn't sit in the chair up here tonight, and didn't want her to climb the ladder or nothing like that. So she's listening. She's right downstairs on the main floor there. I'm up in the loft. But anyhow, it just seems like the last 10 days, just one thing after another. Like you'd almost think we're under attack or something like that. And so keep her in your prayers. She never complains or anything like that. And so it's just tough because I always worry about her when if and when she falls because of the past injury that she sustained years ago. So please keep her in your prayers. We'll keep you updated. Um, you know, yeah, for sure. She banged her head really hard, but she doesn't have a headache or anything. She said, but anyway, so that's kind of why she's not up here with me tonight. And so again, I ask just keep her in your prayers. And for those that weren't with us Sunday on Creekside Chronicles, um, as you know, last Friday I had a mishap. Of course, in tree removal, it's very dangerous, for sure. And thank you everyone for your prayers. Um, and so last Friday afternoon, we were taking down one great big oak tree, and I had it all stripped out except for the two tops. It was a um, cohabitating top, and the top of it there's two tops. And so I was up there. Of course, I climb. I have all the gear and everything, very safe. Um, so I was at the very top of the tree, probably I don't know, 40 feet up or so, and so I topped one top out, and it went very well. Um, and then I got ready to take the second top out, and I notched it and start my back cut. And when I did, um, a gust of wind came and broke because it was minus 24. It was really cold. The wood was frozen, um, and so what happened was it snapped that top. The wind did when the wind shifted and brought it right straight down on my hand, and so yeah, it gouged out. I got a pretty deep crater right there. My hand's all swelled up. Um, my knuckles, that's not dirt, that's all bruised, and I don't know if you can see it or not. See if I can turn my hand out of the light a little bit, but that's all bruised in there, and right up in here. I took the brunt of it right here. Um, so my hand's really, really swelled up. It's really, really sore. I can't really, bend it much because it just hurts. And so that's what I've been dealing with. And you can see how fat and puffy my hand is, my fingers, and all that stuff. So anyhow, so we were dealing with all those sort of things, and I'm thankful that it could have been a lot worse, for sure. It could have taken me in the head, it could have broke my foot, could have done all kinds of crazy things. Um, you know, you try to be careful. I've been doing this for a very long time. I've been cutting trees for 40 years, and I've been I've been always very careful with it. Um, and so, anyhow, you know, stuff happens, but I'm thankful that it wasn't worse than what it was. Yeah, Christy, I'm thinking about going to see the doctor because today it's really bothered me a lot in the wrist, right in here, and so I'm thinking maybe go get an X-ray and see. Thank you. I'll try that for sure, keeping it elevated. I've been doing some of that and some ice and stuff. But anyhow, what I hated worse was was not just that it hit me, but it totally destroyed my chainsaw. And I mentioned that on Sunday as well. And being an arborist, you can't just take a regular chainsaw up the tree and sling it all day long. It's just not feasible. It's not possible to do it that way. So you need an arborist chainsaw. And so, you know, like we said on Sunday, God knows, and God will supply all that we have. And He knew what was going to happen today before Joni fell. He knew what was going to happen last Friday before that treetop hit my hand and destroyed the chainsaw. That's the thing that we all have to understand, is that He knows our end from our beginning. And so I'm thankful that it could have been a lot worse for sure. Um, you know we pray every day, and we have faith, and we believe that God's going to meet those needs. And so those are a couple of things that we're dealing with here. And but on a lighter note, on a jovial note, Christy, it's not so much more dangerous. It's just that, it's when wood is frozen, you just have to be careful. And if the wind comes up in a gust like that, it can snap it off. But it can happen in the summertime. It can happen anytime. The wind, no one controls it, and the tree's going to do what the tree wants to do. Now we can manipulate it with ropes and cutting, certain angles in it to fall it a certain way, which we do all of those things. Hey, Dale. But it can happen anytime, we thought we had a good wind, and we did. But it it was a crazy freak thing that happened. It just totally reversed direction, like in a nanosecond. There's nothing I could have done. I was mid-cut on the back cut, and it just, away she went. So, it is what it is. Hey, Deb at Coffee Walks or whatever. But it's okay, it'll heal up, and it is one of those things. So, but hey, here's some good news, folks. So I've been looking around, checking on prices for chainsaws and stuff. Hey, Dave and Sandy, welcome in, guys. I love you guys so much. Because obviously I have to replace the saw, and so one of the shops that I went into, just looking around, seeing what was available. That's right, Christy. So they were tearing down display area in their store, and they had 3/4 inch plywood that they were, just thrown out. Hey, Tom and Rhonda, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are awesomely blessed. So anyway, we went into that store, and they had all those plywood sheets laying around. I said, "What are you guys going to do with that?" They said, "We're just going to throw it out." I said, "Can I have it?" And they said, "Well, sure, if you want it." And so I ended up coming out of there, it was yesterday, I believe, with 6 sheets of plywood. Now, it's cut a little bit. It's got some dings on it and stuff. But hey, it's free. And they're tearing the rest of it apart this week. And so I gave them my phone number and business card. And so they're going to let me know when they get the rest of it tore down. And so it looks like I will be getting enough plywood off of it, do the roof over the little shed that I built, and do some other stuff with it as well. And it's all free. And so in the midst of calamity, in the midst of, all that stuff, God still supplies. So Darren says, "I guess you were shopping for a Poulan chainsaw." Hey, yeah, right. Listen, Darren, you couldn't give me a Poulan chainsaw. Those things are the worst. I had one time, and that is it. Never had another one. My screen just brightened up there for some reason. But that's the thing. Yeah, that's the right price, Dave, Sandy. Free for all that plywood, So thankfully, we got that, and I was able to get some of that up on the roof today. It's a little difficult because of just the one hand basically that I can use really well right now. But we did. We got a bunch of it up on there before the snow hits tonight, so we're excited about that. Yeah, I need it. That's right, Christy. It's an arborist chainsaw. It's a top handle chainsaw. They run about $800. But here's the thing. To be, we've always been transparent with you guys, and so Sunday, when some of you guys heard that, some of you guys wanted to get on the on the chainsaw blessing, and so we had half of the 800 come in on Sunday. So I'm really excited about that. If anyone else wants to get in on the chainsaw blessing, just PayPal me. It'll work great, and we would appreciate it. However, we're saying thank you for what God's doing in the midst of, a bad turn with my arm and my hand, with Joni's fall, and all those things. In the middle of it all, folks, in the middle of it all, there's still sunlight to be seen. There's still a song to be sung. There's still blessings that abound. There's still goodness and mercy that follows us. In the middle of it all, you know, yes, we'll heal up. Joni will heal up. I'll heal up. Um, Things will get better and all of that. But in the middle of it all, here's a blessing of some free plywood that we desperately needed to finish the roof on the little building. So, you know what? It's good. It's good. And I think that that's the attitude we have to have. I love what Tom and Rhonda said, expect more in 24. And that, you know what? That is going to go, I'm going to write that down, you guys, if you don't mind, because I am going to expect more in 24. You know, the Lord has many blessings. So we're just going to trust God and see what takes place. Hey, Chelsea, our daughter Chelsea's in. Chelsea, Zach, and Maple. Maple's a little dachshund puppy, and she's the cutest little pup. She loves me and licks my face and just tears around the house when I get to go see her. So, but anyway. Christy says, I wish you could get paid full-time preaching. You really have a gift. Well, thank you, Christy. You know what? God keeps us, Christy. I appreciate that. We've been in ministry for many, many years. I've pastored churches. We've traveled as evangelists, and the Lord blesses. You know, we just have to hold on to that faith. But I appreciate you recognizing that. I appreciate those kind words. I love Chronicles on Sunday. I love talking scripture. I love talking about the Bible. I love talking about faith. I love, you know, helping people, and all of those things. And it makes us feel so good. It really does. I mean, I could talk about scriptures all day long. Scotty says, you're going through God's trial he has for you. Yeah, there, you know, for every trial, there, you know, and test, there's a testimony. Everyone has to go through them. Some, you know, tests last longer than others, but it'll be okay. You know, as we used to say, we'll understand it better by and by. Gatlinburg, Tennessee is underwater right now, says Dave. So we'll be praying for them there as well. For sure. Pray more, love more, expect more in 2024. That's awesome, Tom and Rhonda. It really is. And, you know, that's the truth of it. Pray more. We can never pray enough. Love more. There's always somebody somewheres that just needs to know someone cares about them. And expect more. Without expectation, I realize having expectations brings disappointments. That's part of it. But without expectation, you know, how do you stretch your faith without expectation? You know, we've got to have expectations. We all have disappointments. We all can talk about stories of disappointment, but the truth of it is, you know what? You just have to keep expecting things to get better, to get stronger, to get healthier, the money to come in, the bill to get paid, whatever the need is to be supplied. That's what you have to do. So, Chelsea, Maple is here watching her grampy. Hello, Maple. I have to whistle at her. That wasn't much of a whistle. You know, and that's right. Give more of yourself, and that's what you have to do. You know, because giving isn't just financially. Giving is of your time, of your life, of giving of, you know, you give love, you give understanding, you give attention, you give forgiveness. You know, you all those things, you give of yourself, and that's really. And I don't want to make this about Chronicles, you know, in Scripture tonight, but it seems like we're going that way just a little bit. But if you understand, even the Bible said very plainly, it said you can have this, 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 and this, but all of these things, the greatest of these is charity. And that word charity literally means love for others, you know, a desire and a loving desire to help others. And he said that's the greatest thing. And I'm not talking, you know, just dropping $1 in to some guy there on the street, although there's nothing wrong with that. I'm talking about in all areas and all aspects of our life, for sure. So Christy says, well, part of me not giving up with what I'm going through has been through your example of faith and encouragement. Thank you so much, Christy. That means so much to us, you know. You just have to get up every day. I'm thinking a lot about that this week. You have to get up every day, put one foot in front of the other. Well, get dressed first, then have your cup of coffee, and put one foot in front of the other, and make something of that day. You may not have the money to do anything. Been there, done that a lot. But you don't need money to do everything. There's some things that you can have a good day without it. You can have a good day if you're just sitting there all by yourself. You can. It's about a frame of mind. It's about a choice. It's about, feeling better about yourself, choosing to feel better about yourself and God and the world. Because heaven forbid, there's enough negativity around. So, move forward this year. Brand new year. That's it, David G. That's it. More of him and less of me. Was it the scripture says, he must increase, I must decrease. And when people see me, let them see the light of God, the faith that we have. Let them see that we're legitimate in our concern for each and every one. And I hope that has shone through. I really do. I really do. That's it. Expectations are hope in the Lord. That's it, and that's what you have to do. You've got to have some faith. You got to have some hope. That's, listen, and I've said it before, and I don't mean to get biblical here tonight, but that's why in the scriptures that after Judas betrayed Jesus Christ and sold him out for some silver and a purse, Judas's whole idea was, after he takes the money, he goes and lives large for a little bit, but he knew the character of Jesus. Okay? He knew the character that Jesus had. He knew that Jesus was willing to forgive him. So Judas's whole idea was, I'm just going to do this for a bit, get the money, go spend it, have fun, but I know Jesus will forgive me. But when they crucified him, you see, and Judas come back to them and threw the money at their feet, you know what he was saying? He was saying, you didn't tell me you're going to crucify him. You didn't tell me you're going to kill him. You just wanted me to betray him. But his real problem was this. He knew a dead Jesus meant he could not get forgiven because he didn't understand resurrection. Nobody did yet. So when he knew they were going to kill Christ, he lost all hope. And that's when he went out and hung himself. In 2024, don't lose hope. No matter how bad it gets, don't lose hope. Okay? Hang in there. Because God's still on the throne. It's going to be okay. It truly is. Scotty says, since my accident, my faith has grown with finding all my homesteading friends I met on here. I thank all of you for showing me what faith is about. That's awesome, Scotty. In Luke, Jesus says we don't praise him, the stones will cry out. That's right, Tom and Rhonda. If we do not praise God, surely the stones will cry out. Out of the mouth, it says, out of the mouth of babes and sucklings, he has perfected praise. That's a direct quote, actually, from the Old Testament book of Isaiah. And it's a great story when you put that correlation together, what he was really talking about. Amen. That's good, Christy. Keep reading it. Jerry says, we missed you last night. I had the Purple Heart to show you. Okay. All right. They're talking back and forth there. So, but so things are changing, here on Creekside. Pray that everything heals up and, this heals up and, it makes things quite difficult when you're right-handed and your right hand is laid up, but it's all right. It's all right. It will be better by and by. It truly will. My biggest concern is that Joni's okay after she fell today, and that everything will be okay. So anyhow, any questions? Anything you guys want to know about anything that we're doing here, We haven't put a lot of videos out. Um, I'm not sure what you mean, Jerry, there. But anyway, because the Creekside Chronicles, my life's changed for the better. Thank you, Rebecca. Appreciate that. But yeah, if anyone's got any questions about what's going on here, we didn't get much hunting in this year. Wanted to, but just didn't. Nothing we could do about that. We had to do what we had to do. So, pray that maybe next year we can actually get some venison in the fridge. That'd be really nice, wouldn't it? I did look across through the binoculars today in the field across the river. There was like 50 turkeys in the field over there. So, but it's private property, so I can't go over there and hunt them. And it's not even in season yet. Sometime I don't see others, but in someone's live. There you go, Jerry. Okay, yeah, you guys see a lot of people in people's lives. We, you know, we love each and every one of you guys. We really do. But we've had to make some changes, and please, please, please understand that. And I know you do, but right now we just have to do what we have to do to keep things moving forward. At least try anyway. Winter is long and cold here, so we're just trying to find some trees to cut, and hopefully pray that our business just gets so busy. Where I want to take our tree removal business is simple. I just want to get busy enough and have enough contracts that Joni doesn't have to go with me all the time unless she really wants to. But she can stay home and take a break, and I can hire somebody to go and be with me to help, with ropes and things on the ground. So would you agree with me and pray with me that, that would happen, that we would start seeing, some really good clients contact us, and, so we can move forward and see some good things take place. So Judy is doing good. Mr. Willie, she is actually doing really well. She had a bad cold here last week, but she came out of that really well. She's doing much better. But yeah, she's in a good place, and she's getting out more now. She's having some good social times out and around. She's comfortable in her. She's a beautiful apartment. She doesn't have to worry about snow removal or anything like that. So it's really good. She's doing really well. Thanks for asking, Mr. Willie. We have a little over 3 acres here, Scotty. Someday I'd like to have even more than that, but right now that's what we have. Christy says, I had a buck stomp and huff at me on the property a couple weeks ago. Scared me. They can come out of nowhere and they can give you an awful scare for sure. Jerry says, I understand. I can't wait to talk to you on the cruise. It's going to be fun, Jerry. I look forward to seeing everybody on that cruise. I like hanging out and having fun. I really do. It's just, I'm looking forward to it. And we're closer now. The days are ticking by. Okay, Ben's over. Thank you guys for being here, and take care, my friends, for sure. Christy says, I told that smarty pants I'd have my pastor come and send him into freezer camp. There you go. that freezer camp's a good place for him to go. But, we've seen some deer and some bear, but we just got to the place where just got busy and, just didn't have the time. And, you name it, we just didn't get it done, But, hey, we'll thank you, Mr. Jim. Thank you, my friend. You're so awesome. My word. I appreciate you so much. You've been so good to us. Thank you, sir. Love you. Thank you, Lila. I'm praying the same thing. Our work gets good, and we have a speedy recovery. Especially Joni. I don't want her laid up at all. But we'll make sure she's okay as well. If she's not getting better in the next couple of days, then I'll take her in for an x-ray, and her and I will sit in the ER and wait for x-rays for the next 8 hours or something like that, because it takes that long. You've got to be almost laying on the floor. hardly breathing before they'll pay a lot of attention to you. Hey, Neil, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing good. And yeah, welcome in, welcome in. So, but yeah, we're just happy, to see what everyone else is doing. We try. That's what I was talking about. We try to get in and stay updated as much as we can. I know so many of you have been so faithful to us, and you have your lives, and the live streams that you do, and all those sort of things. But you know, most days we're not even here at the house, and then we get home at night, and then it's feed the dogs outside and inside, get wood in, get the fire going, make sure everything's good, for that, and then it's cook supper. And to be quite honest, by then it's our time. It's almost 9 o'clock, and I sit down and fall asleep because it's cold here, folks. And then that warm, wood heat from the wood stove hits you, and you get a full belly, and you're just like, whoo. uh, what is one project you feel like you must get done? One of the projects we must get done, Mr. Willie, there's two really urgent ones. One is the pump for the water system, so that we can be pumping the water into the house. We have our water catchment in. It works wonderfully. We've got lots of water on hand, but I still have to, carry it basically up the ladder to dump it into our reservoir up here, because we need to find a pump that will do that for us. So, and the other one is we have to get the floor. When the roof wasn't on the house, we got so much snow and rain. Y'all remember that on the OSB board, and so it really ruined it. And we've been putting up with it, but that's one of the things that we really need to start looking at and addressing, because there's 2 or 3 spots in the floor they're getting pretty soft, and so we're going to have to figure out a way to get the plywood on there and put the new floor down, at least new plywood down. But again, those are some things that we hope to get done. Some things like, we need to build in a closet in the bedroom because we don't have any closet yet. So that has to be done. There's a lot of things that are still to do. We're only just over a year into this thing, and we're thankful for everything we've got, but there's still lots of work to do for sure. Oh, Neil's putting in a washer and dryer. Oh, good for you. Sounds like fun, Neil. Jesse wants to know if we need to get a backside pillow and a helmet for Joni. I don't know. Look, I told her not to put plastic on the ground because it's clear plastic and white snow, and you just can't hardly tell it's there until you step on it. And when you step on it, slip, slide, and away now. Slip, slide, and away. And she went right down full force, right on her back. Her head snapped back. And so just going to keep an eye on her and see how things go. So, yeah, Christy, I hate waiting at the ER too. There's just no way around it here. It's just we don't even have a doctor. They put you on a list, and you just hope for the best that somewhere, sometime, you get a doctor before you die, I guess. Yeah, Scotty says, I hear that waiting in hospitals is too much. I go for a brain MRI in a couple of weeks. Okay. Well, I know when I had my shoulder replaced, I waited 2.5 years and finally talked to my insurance company. Look how fat and swollen my hand is. I still have knuckles under there somewheres, I think. And my whole hand is numb. It's a real weird feeling. Do you know how it feels when your hand goes to sleep or your arm goes to sleep? Well, that's how that hand feels. But, yeah, anyway, you can see all the bruising around my fingers, all the different colors. That's all from the impact. But, yeah, when I got my shoulder replaced, I waited 2.5 years for the MRI. And then finally my insurance company stepped in and said, we'll get you a private one. They paid for it. So that's the only way I got it. So, but, what do you do? Hey. Mr. Willie says, what is one thing we wish we knew before moving to this property? One thing we wish we knew before we moved here, I wish I had have known how wet it was, how much groundwater is literally just under the surface of the ground. Um, I wished I had have known that, and perhaps that would have changed some things. But you know what? We're here. It's home, and God's provided. What can I say? So we just have to make the best of it, and find some ways to channel some water away from the house. Oh, my. We'll be praying, Scotty, when you go in for your brain MRI as well. So definitely keep you on the prayer list for sure, for sure. Let me see here. Hey, Cowboy Steve, what's going on? Hope you're doing good. No, Mr. Willie, Joni can't break dance anymore. No, not right now. Anyhow, we'll see. Maybe later we'll see, but not. She can't right now. That's for sure. But she'll get better. It's just going to take some time, and with her, having already had a broken back, it kind of takes her a little while longer. She'll feel worse tomorrow than she's feeling today. Uh, but I say that it's like you're in a car accident. At the time it happens, you're so stoked up and adrenaline that you really don't know what happened. And then the next day you think, oh man, I know what happened today. Like it's been since Friday with my hand, and today's been the worst pain day I've had, especially right up here in my wrist. You know, I don't even. I'm wondering if my wrist isn't broke now. But anyway, we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But it's going to be all right. Happy New Year, Cowboy Steve, and I hope that your year has started out going very well. Joni did a Sandy move. Sure hope she's okay. She'll be okay, Dave and Sandy, and just keep her in your prayers. I know you will, and we love you guys. All the support and everything. So that's it. She's got lovely cruise wear to model, Christy. We've got other cruising on a dime paraphernalia that she needs to show everyone. So yeah, I mean, we need to get some of that made up as well. Cruising on a dime. Yeah, we do, Mr. Willie. Somewhere's around here we have heating pads and all that stuff. So yeah, that's walking wounded for sure, Steve. Yeah, I preached a sermon called "The Walking Wounded" one time, and just talked about how so many of us, have gotten so good at hiding what's really going on and how we really feel and the struggles that we really have. And people walk up to you and say, "How you doing?" And for some reason, we all think that we've got to say, "Oh, we're doing wonderful," because if we say anything that's contrary to that, well, then it's like, where's your faith? When the truth of it is, there's a lot of walking wounded people just trying to find their way through it. They really are. And so, yeah, walking wounded is a great way to put it there, Steve. Scotty says, yeah, that's how I was when my guardhouse got knocked over. I felt okay, but the next day on is a challenge. Yeah, for sure. But again, God's going to touch her. God's going to heal her. When when she broke her back in '03, they had her booked for surgery, all kinds of stuff. We prayed and fasted for 7 days, and God healed her. It's a oh my hand. It's a document. Sorry, folks. Sometimes I get weird pains in that. It's a documented medical miracle in Michigan, how God healed her back. And matter of fact, it was so amazing that the doctor, the specialist, actually refused to charge us anything. and all the bills were paid at the hospital because it was a documented miracle. That she had come into that hospital um, with a broken back and walked out without a broken back, and all the X-rays proved, everything showed, but God moved, and He did it for her, and He'll do it for me, and He'll do it for you. And whatever you're facing, let me just throw that in there tonight. God is big enough to handle whatever you're going through. He is. And that's right, David. She is a walking miracle. She truly is. Yes, God, you probably need to. Hey, Paul, Bearded Carpenter, how you guys doing? Hope all is well in Arkansas. I know you've been busy building another cabin. Yeah, Christy, it was an absolute wow moment. It was, to see everything that happened. And I tell that story to boost people's faith. And the crazy thing is, we were preaching a revival. Where was that at, Joni? Muskegon, Michigan. And hey, Tuber Chat, what's going on, guys? Welcome in. It's good to have everybody here. We were actually traveling as evangelists, and we're preaching a revival meeting in Muskegon, Michigan, when Joni broke her back. And so when we saw God heal her, our faith was so high. And then I understand exactly what was going on, because one of the nights of the revival, there was a lady there that died. And I've told this story before, and some of you have heard it, but she died right in the church service. I'm talking dead. So we went down, and, everyone is freaking out because here's this lady, she's dead. And so I pulled her out from the pew and laid her in the center aisle. There was a couple of nurses that were there in the service. They rushed over. Sure enough, they concurred. This lady had passed away right there in that church service. And so by then, my faith was so high because I'd seen what God had done for my wife. And so I just laid right down there on the floor beside her. Her name was Shelby. And I said, Sister Shelby, in the name of Jesus, open your eyes and start breathing. And I kid you not, that lady opened her eyes. She took to breathing. She sat up, gave her head a shake, and she said, what happened? And I said, you were gone, but God has brought you back to life. Well, that's the way to have a revival meeting right there. And so I've seen God do those things, and He will continue to do those things. And I'm not trying to get all religious tonight at all. I'm not a religious person at all. I'm just a guy that has an experience with the good God above that made a difference in our life. So, so we see all those things. But God, it's quite a deal, eh? So we've seen that. I've seen blind eyes opened. I've seen deaf ears unstopped. We've seen a lot of miracles over the years that we traveled in ministry. And, for us here, through Creekside Chronicles and through Creekside, Maples, I just look forward to those days. Like some of you have testified here tonight about how your faith has been renewed by watching our channel and taking part of Chronicles. And I'm just, look, we've got, like the Bearded Carpenter, his daughter, Paul's daughter, Tiffany, she just beat cancer. And we have been praying and praying and praying and praying, and now she beat it. To God be the glory. Jesse's dad was in the hospital. And I'm not going to divulge all the scenario and the situation, but he needed a touch from God. Today, he's going home. God's touched him. He's doing all right. Better than, before. And so, hey, what can I tell you? Broken wrists, broken hands, he can do it. Backs that are hurt from falling or injury, he can fix it. Finances, he can supply it. Chainsaws, he can do it. He can do it. He can supply it. I see him do it. And I'm thankful. And that God speaks to people and they move. And it's amazing to me. And he'll do it for you too. He really will. So anyway, I digress. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above. Yeah, that's it. Great song. But anyway, we're so thankful for each and every one that always has our back here at Creekside. And I've got a video coming out. It's all edited. I just have to do the final edits. Tomorrow is supposed to be a nasty rain day, snow and rain. So I'll be inside. I'm going to upload it tomorrow. It's the video of where I hurt my hand. So you'll be able to see what happened. You'll be able to see, the end of it is pretty, what can I say? The end of it, when I get hurt, you can see how intense it got. But, everything's good. God's faithful. So Mr. Willie says, if need proof of God is real, just look at Tony and Tony, because that's it. That's right, Tony and Jesse, because they got two beautiful ladies in their life. That's right, and we know it. Hey, Jesse? Jesse's driving. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a still fan. I don't have any still power saws. As of yet, anyway. But, yeah. When that place that I got the plywood from, I happened to see they had some hats on their counter, and I said, are those for customers? And they said yes, so they gave me a hat. But hey, I like hats. Yeah, Steve, that final edit, and I tend to over produce. Yeah, well, for me, I'm really fussy. I don't know how you guys do your editing, but I really am. I'm very, very specific. I'm very, I don't know what word I want, but I really like my videos having good edits in them. I really do. I don't cry in the video, Willie. My favorite chainsaw is Husqvarna. That's my favorite chainsaw. I've run Husqvarnas and John Threads most of my life. Probably Husqvarna more than anything. And yeah. Yeah, that's it, Steve. Yeah, Still does make good arborist chainsaws, Paul. They really do. I've been looking and looking, to see which direction we're going to go, and trusting God, and He's faithful. So, trying to make sure the budget is there, and and you guys are awesome for always, having our backs with that stuff. So we appreciate it so much, because without the chainsaw, there's no more work that gets done. So. Yeah, and God, good still supplies, even if they come from Milwaukee. There you go. Yeah, no, Still does. They make some good ones. Echo has a new one out that's really light and really seems to be really good. There is Husqvarna has some really good arborist chainsaws that work really well. Yeah, all kinds of them out there. So just I want the right one that works well and everything. So hold still, folks. I'm right here. I'm right here. Don't go anywhere. I don't know what happened right there. But anyway, my phone rang or something, and it for some reason it's connected to my computer and kicks it off every time. But we're back. Christy says, I mentioned getting a chainsaw. My whole family screamed, no, I'm a bit clumsy. Well, you know what? You got to be careful with them, that's for sure. That's for sure. Get one of those Sakers, those little ones. You'll do well with that, Christy. Oh, my. Steve says, I ran fuel injected saw the other day. Yeah, they're nice. My 572...
is fuel injected. It's all electronic. My Husqvarna 572. Yeah, yeah. Is it a 572? No, 590, something like that. Anyway, it's a big saw. Um, I have it for taking down really, really big pine trees. But boy, they can really cut some wood, especially when you get the right chain on them. If you advance the timing just a bit and do a little bit of a muffler mod on them, they'll just scream through some wood. They really will. So, but anyway, well, folks, I've been on here almost an hour, and I want to go down. I want to look after Joni so that she doesn't have to do a bunch of stuff. Um, I'm thankful for everyone that stayed with us, came in tonight. I know that not having too many lives or videos out right now has affected, views. It's affected all kinds of things across the channel. But on a good note, we made it to 3,600 today, so woohoo! We are only 399, I think, away from 4,000 now, so it's still growing, still going. And we're so thankful for everybody that really stays with us and helps us out. We really do. No problem at all, Steve. But do keep us in your prayers. A lot of things going on here, so and I just want Joni to do better. Feel better. Is what I meant to say, and so she will, and we'll keep everyone posted. Just again, pray for her that she can rest tonight. That's right. Thank you, Christy. You beat me to it there, because it is nothing worse than having a real sore back, and then trying to sleep. So, but she may have to sleep in the recliner. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But God knows. So, guys, take care. Thank you. Every one of you have a great new year. Check for the video tomorrow. If you could, please. I'll try to get it uploaded, sometime around lunch thereafter or something. It'll be out tomorrow anyway. And take a look at it. You'll see me take down a really big oak tree, how we do it, and then you'll see how I ended up with a bad sore hand as well. But keep the comments nice. Stuff happens, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. But take care, everyone. Love you all. Appreciate you all so very much. Thanks for stopping in. Jesse and Lisa, I know you're traveling. Stay safe, my dear friends. Praying for you, praying for Joe, praying for everyone in here. All the prayer requests were, hey, Mr. Jim. Thank you, Mr. Jim. Thank you. I love you so much. Appreciate you, Mr. Jim. You guys are awesome. Yeah, a purse for Tony Joni. Yeah. But anyway, we will be praying for you guys. Pray for us the next few days. And we'll see you back here, Creekside Chronicles, on Sunday. And we're going to probably start looking into the book of Esther and the book of Ruth. The only two ladies that have books of the Bible in the Old Testament there. And so we really want to just kind of take a look at those and see what God can tell us about them. But you don't want to miss it. It's always good. Sunday mornings, 8:30, 10:30 our time, which is about 8:30 some of your time, and some of you it's earlier than that, but you are always there. God bless you for it. Stay safe. We will. And thank you so much. Hugs and love to you guys too, Jesse and Lisa. God is on the job. Just like Isaiah 41:10, God says multiple times He'll help us. We have to trust Him, decree and declare His word, and receive His answers. Amen. And He will, and we are staying faithful to Him as He is faithful to us. Thank you, everybody. God bless you all. Those that have helped us with the Chainsaw Fund, thank you so much for that. Without it, we would not be able to move forward in our endeavor. So we appreciate it. God bless you, and have an awesome night. And just do something great for the ones you love. And don't forget, God's got you all the way through it. So take care, and we'll talk to you real soon. Sunday, Creekside Chronicles. God bless. I'll keep you posted on how Joni's doing through my community page on the channel.